It's that way for everybody right now. I think Jewel showed us an awful lot 2 years ago, and everybody, a lot of people were ready to anoint him as the next Sean Green. I think that was a little premature, quite frankly. I think he's proven that he can compete very well at this level. I thought he did a lot of good things, and the best thing about it was he really improved during the course of that season, the '08 season. I thought he was a much better player the second half year than the first. So. He's going to be right in the thick of it, and I was real impressed with both Adam and Brandon last year. I thought they did a great job, and both of those guys got better too as the year went on. So, first goal is to get more than two guys to the game. We've had a hard time doing that, unfortunately. And it's a real luxury item when we have three backs. So if we can get to that point, that'd be great. And the other thing I know is competition is great at any position, and that is one position where we'll have good, healthy competition. If all things pan out, we'll see what happens, but it's hopefully going to be a good situation for us.
The offensive line, that's going to be an area.
That'll be a big focal point, certainly for us. I think you look at our tight end position. We feel really good about Alan Reisner. He played extremely well, I thought, when Tony was out last year for that prolonged period. But after that, we've got a lot of question marks there. So I think both those positions in combination right now, you throw in our linebacker position, they're probably going to be the prominent areas of trying to figure out who our starters are going to be and what our depth looks like. And I think with the offensive line right now, we're probably looking at 8 or 9 guys that are competing for the top 5 spots. And, so it's going to be interesting. And we're equally as interested to see who's going to emerge behind Reisner at tight end, because we'd prefer to play with at least a couple guys, have the capability of having 2 tight ends out there. Whether or not we have that luxury or not, we'll see. But it's going to be interesting to see what happens. I think we have a lot of guys pretty equal footing as far as the competition goes. On the injury front too, I should probably mention this. Kind of ties in a little bit. Dominic Alves he's nursing a groin injury, so I'm not sure how much we'll get out of him this spring. He's a young defensive lineman. We were hoping to get a good look at him. I'm not sure we're going to get that. And then flipping it over to the offense, Nolan McMillan, a guy that had some injury problems during the second part of the fall last year, but he'll be in the contention hopefully for the line position. He's coming off of a sports hernia surgery that he had back before the bowl. So he's working his way back. He's not full speed yet. I don't know if he will be in a week or two. We're hoping he can be, but I was hoping we'd have him back where he'd be in the competition too, and see where he fits in terms of the the 1 through 10.
How did you come up with your first O-line depth chart?
Throwing darts, basically. I mean, you can clearly, Reef and Julian are both played good football for us for the most part of the year last year, and Julian had that injury, which it took him a while to get back, but he was really playing pretty well at the end of the year. And then Riley, I thought, played maybe as consistently as anybody we had last year. He did a nice job. So for being a first-year player, really did a good job. And after that, it's pretty much we're just flipping coins right now, and we'll just depth charts don't mean a lot right at this point, but hopefully we'll be further along here in 4 weeks, and more importantly, hopefully by September, we'll have a good idea where we're headed.
Do you think you'll miss more than maybe the experience, but the 5 years in the weight room that like the Callaways and the
yes and no. The reality is, I mean, probably I think it'd be fair to predict there's probably a good chance we'll have 5 guys that have graduated in the last 2 years off our offensive line. They're going to be in somebody's meeting complex next year in the NFL, either on rosters or practice squads. So. We've had some pretty good guys the last 2 years. You go back, Brueggemann and Olsen, both were excellent players, and like I said, I think it's probably safe that at least 3 of the guys are going to land in the spot in the NFL. So you lose 5 guys of that caliber in 2 years, you're going to pay a price. Now, flipping it around, the guys in contention right now, the hottest contention are guys that have been in the program a couple of years. So it's not like they're. I don't think they're 2 miles away from things. I think they're approaching where they need to be, and we're not going to be as big as we were last year. I know that physically, but that's fine. But I think we have the potential to have guys that can play. Zusevic is going into his 4th year. He's not going to be a 320-pound player, but that's okay. I think he's got the potential. He's improved with each year. I'd say the same thing about Geddes. 100 mark we moved over, and December, and he really, I think it's going to be a great move. So, and he seemed to learn very well, very quickly. So I think we're going to have some good competition, and I'm not overly concerned. I am anxious and curious to see how things play out here the next 4 weeks. It'll be enjoyable to watch everybody compete. And I mentioned Noel McMillan a little while ago. I think he's got a chance to compete with our tackle group. So again, competition will really help. Then we got a tier of guys in that younger group, last year's freshmen, guys like Buffelli, Van Sloten, that have shown some good things. And it's just a matter of, I don't know how close they are right now. Those guys are a little bit further away, but they're going to have to probably be in our 2 deep. So they got to get going.
Jordan Bernstein.